UK Tories weigh options amid plans to remove Kemi Badenoch as leader. Oh wow. They are weighing their options. They want to remove her. Okay now. Don't you jam talk. The woman, she was doing well from the beginning, but she started to overdo. Now they are planning to remove you. The United Kingdom UK Conservative Party is currently weighing its options against Kemi Badenoch, barely 6 months after she was elected leader of the party. With the UK party, Tories expected to lose large numbers of seats across England in local elections on Thursday. More than 24 MPs and officials told Bloomberg that Badenoch, who became leader on November 2nd, is not the right person to take them into the next general election due by mid-2029. Hey, it's about to go down low. What if they now remove her? Imagine. And after all the things that you have said against the people of your country, after everything that you have said, to act like as if you are for these people. Meanwhile, they no send you, they no really send you like that. Instead, the party's lawmaker increasingly of the view that she should be replaced with Robert Jenrick. Okay, the right-wing shadow justice secretary, they said, requesting anonymity discussing internal unrest. The discontent is a byproduct of their Tory poll rating and the perception that Badenoch, 45, has performed poorly and focused on the wrong issues. I know say all that talk. These people, they will not trust you. Like, if you can talk down on your people like this, then you can do the same thing to us. You should have picked our words. You should have picked our fights very well. I know that Nigerians, they've showed you shaggy. That's why you traveled out of the country and all of that. But spoiling it like that to that extent, and you did not even stop. You were just focusing on it, like you were hell-bent on that issue for so long. She really dwelled on the matter for so long, and now see, leaving her party squeezed by Nigel Farage, right-wing Reform Party. A spokesman for Badenoch declined to comment. A spokesman for Jenrick pointed for an interview he gave to GB News on Friday, in which he endorsed Badenoch's leadership. I think people should give her a break, he said. All of that could be compounded by potentially devastating election results next week, in which the mass does not favour the leader. When the councils up for grab were last contested in 2021, then Conservative Premier Boris Johnson was at the height of his popularity after rolling out the COVID vaccine, and the Tories won about half the races. Since then, they slumped to their worst ever general election results last July. It's going to be a total wipeout for the Conservatives, said Rob Ford, Professor of Political Science at the University of Manchester. To go backwards from your worst performance in 200 years, when you are supposedly the natural party of government, in your first electoral test is a total and unmitigated disaster. After fleetingly pulling ahead of Labour in December in Bloomberg's composite poll, a rolling 14-day average using data from 11 poll companies, the Tories are falling more than 5 percentage points to trail Reform and Labour by 2. Until recently, the assumption within the party had been that Badenoch would be given until the summer of 2026 to improve the party's fortune before she faced a leadership challenge. According to the Tory figures, but there is a worst-case scenario where the timeline could be brought forward to this year, they said. One senior party figure said they believe Badenoch already entered the political death zone, with her immediate future now the main topic of conversation among donors and members of parliament. Badenoch inherited an arguably impossible task when she succeeded former Premier Rishi Sunak following her defeat in July. Which saw Keir Starmer, Labour secure an historic landslide, and the Tories resoundingly rejected by voters after 14 years in office, defined by political and economic turmoil. Kemi is not only struggling to expand the Conservative coalition, but is currently only just above water, with those loyalists who stood by the party in 2024, said Escalates, founder of the new pollster mailing strategy. Many conservatives think they hit rock bottom in 2024, but its truth is that the conservative may still have further to fall. The leader's defender insisted she's only at the beginning of a process of making the party electable again, something that will inevitably take time after the scale of defeat last July and the anger of voters. She secured a win last week when a court ruled that a woman is defined by biological sex, something Badenoch has campaigned on. Okay. Still, such victories are in short supply. Patience is wearing thin and the charge sheet against the new leader is growing. According to the people who added the party's headquarters is in crisis with donors, considering turning away and staff facing redundancy. There are also complaints about her political judgment and brand of culture-driven politics, focusing on issues such as net zero and transgender rights, rather than higher voters' priority areas like crime and immigration. And people should tell her what people want her to prioritize now. Probably she will change it. Abi which kind wahala be this? So because of that, you are contemplating, you are weighing your options if you should remove her or not. Now wow. Moreover, Badenoch's appearances at Prime Minister's Questions, a weekly opportunity to land political blows on Starmer, have withdrawn despair from her MPs. Starmer derided her in November after she brought up a petition calling for a national vote. Saying the British people have delivered a massive petition against the party just months earlier, on election day in February, she asked a series of questions purportedly about failings of Starmer's government, only for him to shoot them down as having their origins during the preceding Tory rule. Now, wow. Hopefully, when they weigh their options very well, they will leave her alone, because if she's not talking about the things that people want her to talk about, then advise her on the things that she should talk about. Immigration, what did they call it again? Security and all of that. Tell her what she wants her to talk about. Book your earring, they says, for those of you who run into comment section, walk gently. Very funny. Oluwaseye says she has been a good slave to the colonial master, just as our president, since Abacha was killed, and repatriation back to Nigeria would have been the best reward for her loyalty to the Great Britain, and they cannot return her back to Nigeria now. On top of waiting. She's already a citizen, so that one is out of it. She's staying back there, even if she doesn't win the election, even if they remove her. It's not the end of the world. She's going to continue with her life. Yusuf Abubakar says village people don't finally locate her. Well, let's still wait till Conservative Party make their decision first before we say village people don't get her. It is well. Well, listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.